How about that cigar?
How about that cigar?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 142 of How About That Cigar Live. We are here in the Drew Estate Cigar Studios. Thank you so much for watching live on Facebook, live on YouTube, and of course, for those of you listening after the fact on the audio podcast, thank you so much for listening to us while you drive down the road, work out, whatever it is you do when you listen to your favorite audio podcast. Thanks so much for making How About That Cigar part of your podcast rotation. Please take just a minute and like and share us out on Facebook to your favorite Facebook cigar group so everybody can get involved on the conversation. And as always, join us in the comments live. Let us know what you're smoking and drinking along with us on the show. And of course, we are here in the beautiful palatial Drew Estate Cigar Studios. And let's tell you once again about the beautiful new super premium 20-acre farm from Drew Estate. A complex and medium-bodied cigar, 20-acre farm is built using a velvety Ecuadorian Connecticut shade wrapper, a sun-grown Habano binder, and a filler blend of Nicaraguan tobaccos from Esteli and Jalapa, blended with the opulent and majestic Florida sun-grown leaf. Available to all premium cigar retailers. The ultra premium 20-acre farm is available in a beautiful 20-count box and introduced in a 6x52 Toro, a 5 1/4 by 54 Robusto, and a 6x60 Gordito. For more information, please visit drewestate.com. So, episode 142, football playoffs are underway. Even the game, a game underway as we speak with the Cardinals and the Rams. What seemed like uneven matchups yesterday and
absolutely,
and Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah,
some blowouts definitely.
But the Vikings, I mean,
the Vikings played great. They didn't lose.
They did not lose.
Oh wait, they're not in the Vikings are not in.
No.
But my Green Bay Packers are in the playoffs. We had a bye week because we got the number 1 seed, and we have to play the San Francisco 49ers. Now, we do get to play them in Lambeau Field, and I love my team, but I'm also, you guys know I'm not a fanboy. I love my team, and I'm realistic about what's going on. San Francisco is going to be extremely tough to beat for a number of reasons. We played them in the regular season. We only beat them by 2 points in a walk-off field goal. And San Francisco is playing incredibly good football right now, especially their defense, which is absolutely
killer,
phenomenal. So Green Bay is going to have a very tough game on their hands. I have a feeling that the money line is going to be, by the time game time rolls around, money line's probably going to be about 1.5 points. Micky Pegg is a better coach than Matt LaFleur. Coop. You know how to hit a guy. You know how to hit a guy. I tell you what. Oh my gosh.
Coop, if you had any idea the conversation we had before the show, oh my gosh, that is.
And Skip Martin, if that was a catch comment is talking about Des Bryant, no, it was not. That's all I got to say. That was not a catch. According to the written rules of football, it was not a catch. It did not meet the requirements of a catch. But that was years ago. But the Minnesota Wild have been kind of poo-poo lately. Lost to the Avalanche earlier today.
In a shootout.
But I don't know. I think the chemistry's just fallen off a little bit. There's some injuries.
I blame Guttormson.
You blame Guttormson. I do too. I blame both Eric and Jordan for jinxing our team, saying you shouldn't be really hot early in the season. And they were right, but it still hurts.
Really bad.
So let's go ahead and bring on our special guest of the evening, and we have some wonderful conversation ahead. And guys, as always, special guests on How About That Cigar Live are brought to you by Corona Cigar Company and coronacigar.com, the internet's largest and easiest to use virtual cigar store. Corona Cigar Company offers you the finest handmade cigars, humidors, and cigar accessories at the absolute lowest possible price. You'll also find unique and limited cigars containing Florida sun-grown tobacco. As a proud American, President and founder of Corona Cigar Company, Jeff Borshowitz, believed it was possible to bring cigar tobacco farming back to Florida. At Corona Cigar Company and coronacigar.com, you'll find the best selection anywhere in the world of cigars containing this special Florida sun-grown tobacco. If you live in Florida or are just visiting, be sure to visit any of the great Corona Cigar locations in downtown Orlando, Sand Lake, Lake Mary, and also the Davidoff of Geneva Lounge in Tampa. For more info on all of that, please visit coronacigar.com and floridasungrown.com. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you would please put your hands together from All Saints Cigars, Micky Pegg. Welcome to How About That Cigar Live.
Skip, I know that was a catch, Skip. I know it was a catch. I got to go. Cooper's trying to call you. Skip, please. I know it was a catch. Oh, hey, I got to go, Skip. Bye. Hey, guys, what's going on? How are you?
Love it.
That was the best intro ever, Mickey. That was fantastic.
That was so good.
Thank you. How you guys doing?
Doing well, and we thank you so much for making. We know that you're super busy. We had you scheduled a little bit ago. You had some illnesses and stuff. Hopefully, everybody made it out okay.
Oh yeah, everything's great. Well. It was just it was a perfect storm. It was just a bad day, but thanks for keeping me on and getting me rescheduled. I really
absolutely.
Yeah, we're glad to have you, brother. Glad to have you.
We've talked to you a few times at both the TPE and the PCA. Great interviews that we had there, and we're excited to have you on our show to really kind of talk about the Micky Pegg origin story.
Yeah.
So we know that you're at your home right now. You're not smoking anything right now. But
unfortunately, yeah.
Where do you hail from?
So I'm originally from Daytona Beach, Florida. I live now in Havertown, Pennsylvania, just west of Philadelphia, where I was bringing sexy back. So, when I took off, basically I took off for college to Washington, D.C., and, I never went home to live. I mean, I've been home many times down to Florida. I go down quite a bit for either work or, obviously to see my family. But I've lived here after DC, moved here in 2001, and then between 2001 now, except for my 5 years I lived in Nashville when I was at CIA. Well, part of the time I was at CIO.
Awesome.
So
I'm a Philadelphia fan, so yeah, nothing.
Yeah,
nothing
it's been a rough couple days for your team.
Yeah. So,
but the fact that they got a playoff spot, they really did have they had a lot of grit to reach a playoff spot in the first place.
Yep.
Because they really, had a ton of ups and downs this season. So
mostly downs,
but
but not first downs.
There's always next year.
Right.
One of the things that we love hearing from people, and this is people, whether they work in the business or if they're just fellow cigar smokers that we're getting to know. We love hearing from people about that first time that they sat down and fired up a premium hand-rolled cigar. So can you remember your first cigar and what that experience was like for you?
Yeah, it was, my first premium cigar actually was with the senator that I was working for. His chief of staff, and he was, on the phone at one point with the president and other cabinet. I was interning. It was 1989, the spring of '89. I was interning for a senator, and basically we had to fetch cigars for the senator, and it was a Juan Clemente. I don't know if people remember that. Skip might remember that. Coop might, but that was one of the top premium cigars at the time. And then shortly after that, Fuente really exploded, and Padron was coming to market with their Anniversario, and Davidoff came to the United States after they had left Cuba to go to Dominican to work with Henke and those guys. So,
okay,
Clemente Churchill,
right on,
awesome.
And when you reached the point where you actually started making a living in the cigar business,
yeah,
what did that transition look like? And kind of take us through, your transition into making a living in cigars, and then how that brought you to where you are today with All Saints.
Yeah. So basically, when in college and out of college, first I thought I was going to go to Wall Street. And then I got kind of bit by the political bug. So I was chasing the politics for a while. And, that was it was very tenuous in the fact that, you had a great job for 9 months, then you spent 3 months looking for one. That was the ecosystem at that time. and then I had the opportunity to go with Davidoff. And I remember they said yes. I was coming on board in 1997, and I officially came on board in 98, and I proposed to my wife December 19th, 1997. We ended up getting married in 99. So it was a big impact because I knew I wanted to propose to my wife, but I did not want to do it without having a job that I felt had some legs under it. And being in the cigar business, it took me a while to really, hey, listen, I need to embrace this, and I did, and it's been such a special part of my life, ever since I was, basically a junior in college.
Yeah. And as far as some of the brands that you've worked with, some of the brands that you've, been a part of, for our viewers and listeners, are these are definitely brands that they've heard. You mentioned Davidoff already, right. And then I know there's a few others.
Yeah, so it started out, I was working part-time with Georgetown Tobacco, and I was actually full-time for about a year. Go to Davidoff, and then from there I worked with Philippe Gregorio for about a year, Philip Wynn, and we were trying to build out a sales force. That didn't happen. I think Philip just felt that he was better off being in the factories, and I think that's what he's doing to this day. So, and after about a year, I had some talks with Tim Osgener, and finally went over to help them with their team and take over originally as VP of sales, and then national sales manager, then VP of sales at CAO, and on the blending team until they sold. And then when they sold, I moved my family back to the Philadelphia area. I finished up because I already was doing the weekend warrior program at the University of Pennsylvania. Finished up my master's, got licensed and trained for a year, and then I sold mutual funds, and then I took that money with my partner and some of his money, and we started this company. Kind of started around 97, but we officially said on November 1st, All Saints Day 2019, that I was going to come back and I was going to do it full time, because I was going to kind of do it part time for a while. And I'm like, if this is going to work and what we're going to do, I have to go full time, and I couldn't have been more excited about the possibilities. And then our first container to come in on time was February 2020. And then obviously, the rest happened from there. So obviously March 17th was a day that I talked about that we wanted to do a big press release. Obviously one of our favorite Saints. And that just didn't happen because COVID. And by this time I was in about 30 accounts, really hyper mid-Atlantic. And we only had the one thing, the Solamente that was out there. We only did 15,000 cigars, and we boxed up 10,000 of them. And, that was it. And then now, and I think right now we're at 160, 175 locations. That equates to like 140, 150 accounts. So wow. We're ahead of where we wanted to be after year one. So we're excited about the numbers. That was an interesting time. If you talk to the retailers that I talked to about 2020, they would tell you it was the worst 2 months of their life. And then when they reflect on the entire year, it was one of the best years that they had. So one of the things I was doing, not to go crazy, because we wouldn't sell direct. We didn't really know what we were going to do for 60 days. I don't think the world knew what was going on at that point. And then finally, I just started traveling. But what I was doing, I had a lot of people that wanted to buy our cigars and buy them to my friends. So what I did is I would personally deliver the cigars to my friends, and then up and down, all the ways down to Northern Virginia. And then what I would do is with their credit card, I would have them process the credit card to the closest retailer to them that supported me.
Yeah.
So we did and I got to be honest, I saw some people going direct, and it kind of pissed me off. And it pissed me off how some of the people that were supporting them too.
Yeah.
So, but that's what we did, and it's been exciting. And
yeah.
So
when you say, going full time, head in, what does that really look like for you?
Probably like it does for anybody in the cigar industry. It's 12, 14-hour days, and you're traveling and telling your story, especially in the beginning. So it's, whether you're in front of a customer or not, you're still thinking about your product. You're still working on things. So right now it's heavy with travel. We've been very fortunate to get some recognition from quite a few people out there and on these shows, and people are starting to hear about us a little bit. So last year I kind of talked about the year. So what now? What if you had a bad day? So what now? What are you going to do tomorrow to make it great?
Right.
And it stole it from a guy named Dr. Eldridge, who actually was kind of famous, and he did a lot of this. He was in Alabama. He did that with Bama and a bunch of these other people. And good day, bad day, and I've talked about it with my kids a lot too. And this year which I stole from one of my dear friends who I played college ball with, who's now the head coach of that school. It's all gas and no brakes. So that's where we're at right now. So it's getting out there and making sure, like I told you, I've been going straight since this is my, 9th day straight. So I've been home for a night, so I'm back out tomorrow.
Well, and I would say that it's been, from what we've seen, because we first met you at the 2021 TPE trade show in May. And then we caught up with you again at the PCA show in July. And, the samples that you gave us to try of your cigars, we were super impressed with. Thank you. We saw so much from you over, the last, really during this last year and a half.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, and this is kind of a roundabout way of saying congratulations on Cigar of the Year from the Cigar Authority. I mean, that's huge.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Thank you very much. It's funny. We're talking about my past. It's the third time I've been affiliated with the company that's won that award with them. So, one was Philippe Gregorio, one was CAO.
Yeah.
So and when we just we got a couple other ones. Other Jimmy gave it to us, and Dojo gave us Under the Radar Cigar of the Year. So it was catching off guard because nobody really even said anything, and but the response has been tremendous, and the feedback, from those things. So definitely love the exposure. Everybody's got their theory about cigars of the years and all those things, and but it's one of the things I think when we see it over multiple places that maybe people are enjoying our cigar, and that's what we did it for. I like it when people say. I don't think I ever heard Skip say it, but it's like, so what if nobody likes them, I'll smoke them. Well, bullshit. Yeah, you do have a good palate, and you have a palate that resonates with the people out there, or they went up buying the cigar. Yeah. So it's just, I think my endorsement. Yeah, screw you, Skip. You talked about the Solamente. There's not that has nothing cash flow. There's only 15,000 cigars. That's so funny. I'm like, Skip, just making like one of my other cigars. This is big paying the bills. So it's God, he is a walking show. He should have his own reality show.
I would watch that show.
Yeah, I would watch too. So that's where we're at. So we want to make sure that we're putting our best foot forward and doing all those things as well.
But you've had skin in the game for a long time. Obviously, you've got a lot of respect from a lot of people, and that certainly helps. This industry is about relationships, and over the last year, kind of piggybacking on what Matt said, since we've met you, I've been paying attention more to you and the stuff that's going on social media. There is a buzz, and we've talked lately, there's a lot of good cigars out there, and the thing that is going to differentiate all of these cigars is the people behind the brand. Yeah. And you're out there, you're busting your ass, you're doing shows, you're getting in front of customers, you're doing all this stuff, and it's showing. Yeah. So, our hats off to you for the hustle and for putting out a damn good product. And we're excited to see what All Saints, has over the next several years, because we think you're going to kill it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. It's always what's next, what's new, and all that stuff. That's always keeping us busy. But it's well, thank you very much. Thank you. We're very happy to be where we are. Especially a little nervous, when we talk about it and thank the people that are around us that help us to get to where we are. One of the things I talked about this yesterday a little bit is that, we got to thank our families, the people that give us the chance to support us with the travel and the things that we do, because family is very important. So it's and our friends too, that support us. And for us, Kim and I put our life savings into this, our portion, so
Right.
so at 50 years old, usually an entrepreneur is made a couple mistakes and learned from it. So there's no real chance for error here. So
yeah. So I want to talk really quick about the blends. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this one that I'm smoking right now, the St. Francis, this is the one that got Cigar of the Year from Cigar Authority. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yes, it is.
Yeah. And Garrett is smoking the Dedication,
which we were nominated for the year before.
Yeah.
And that was our initial. That's the one we came to market with, was Dedication.
The thing I like about both of these blends is that you can tell, and this may sound weird from a cigar perspective, but there are times that you'll have different blends from a cigar company that are so drastically on the other end of the spectrum when it comes to flavor profile, blending style, all that stuff. And these cigars, although they are distinctly different in their flavor profiles, you can tell that they're part of the same story. And I like that about these blends, that you can tell it's a part of that. They're meant to go. They're meant to be together, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does. So quite frankly, and I've talked about before, the business model that we're doing is we talked to my old professors from grad school. They're like, did we not teach you anything? Did you not learn anything? We have one partner that we're utilizing in Central America right now. And when we go to Dominican Republic, we like to do the same thing. We don't have time to go there right now. We have so much that what we're doing in Central America. There's a couple people out there that I would definitely like to do some kind of project with at a certain point, but we got to get ourselves out there and get out and do that. So with that said, so you can tell they're in the same family, but it's like having kids, but I want them to have their own personality.
Yeah.
I say me, Frank, my partner as well, my Frank Leo. So, we definitely want you to know that they're in the same family, but have their own personality. So that's where that, I think, hopefully that's resonating, and something that we talk about. And it's funny that you brought it up, because I don't really talk about it out loud. I talk about it with my partner. So thank you.
Well, and let's look at your factory partners. Bring us through that process, and when you were starting to build this and looking at factories, what did that process look like for you guys?
Well, some of that I'll leave under the hat, unfortunately, but I will tell you that I know I wanted to work with Rocky. So right now, all 4 of our cigar lines come out of the Tabacusa factory. So they give me the ability to be, the spearhead, the blending part, and the stuff that I like to do, that I love to do, but their expertise in making sure that I stay on the right track, their quality control, and the things that they do in that particular factory, which is Rocky's Boutique Factory, with Amika, Herbert, and I work a little bit with Hamlet at the end. It's funny, like when I, done with the blend, and this is the blend we're going to go to market with, I always have Hamlet smoke it, get his blessing. But yeah, so that was, well, that's a funny story. So we go in to meet with Rocky, and we walk in there. So it's me and Frank, and I have about 50 questions, literally, to go through. We go in there to sit in the conference room. It's the old warehouse. He just opened up a new warehouse in Naples. And we go and we sit down. It's him. It's Mr. B. It's Nish. It's Nimish. It's Hamlet. Dave Bullock. I don't think I forget anybody in there. And all of a sudden, Mr. B starts asking questions. Rocky's asking questions about our finances and this, that, and the other thing, and wants to know where we're at, what we're doing, and finally, about an hour, Rocky looks at me. He goes, "Are you going to do what you did before? Just get out there and grind it and go after it, and just do what you did before. And I said, that's it. He goes, all right, let's do it. And next thing you know, I was on a plane, down to Nicaragua. But the funny thing is we walked out, and my partner looks at me and he goes, did we interview them or they interview us? And we looked down. We didn't get an answer. Got answered, indirectly. But yeah, and I go, no, that was it. And Rocky he does private labels for people and stuff like that. I think if he was going to give me access to his Tabacusa factory, I think he wanted to make sure that we were going to do everything we said we were going to do. So, he's over in India right now with his parents. So, but he's been like sending me congratulatory and stuff like that. I was actually just down there last week. I was down in Naples, and I stopped in real quick to say hi to the guys for like a quick cigar. That took 3 hours.
Yeah, a quick cigar. We all know how that goes.
We got a lot done. There was some other projects and some other things that we're working on behind the scenes, so it was good.
Yeah. So aside from these two blends, the St. Francis and the Dedicación, remind our viewers, what else you have under the portfolio, and if there's anything you're working on for the future, line extensions, wrappers, that kind of thing, let us know that.
Yeah, so basically the Solamente is gone. That's sold out. There's a couple retailers that still have them, like Wooden Indian, who was an early adopter for us. They probably got 10, 15 boxes, maybe 20 boxes left. So that was kind of an accidental kind of thing. So first Dedication, and then or Dedicación, and then for the Gringos, Dedication, we call it, and then St. Francis. And then the Colorado started shipping just recently. And then the Habano started shipping last week. Or maybe this week. I can't remember.
I have to say I'm excited about that Colorado because you gave us each one sample of that at the PCA trade show, and I'm beyond excited for that cigar.
Put a Colorado wrapper or Colorado style wrapper on a Nicaraguan blend, and we had an opportunity to do it, so I was really excited. And so that. And obviously next week I'll get hooked up with some more stuff.
Yeah, I think that Colorado blew me away. So very excited that's hitting the market for sure.
Nothing new is really going to be at TPE. We got a little excited about thinking we were going to have stuff out when we did. So TPE and PCA, some Vidola extensions, and that's about it. We do have some stuff that we're working on for 2023.
Okay.
There might be one thing that we're able to show at PCA. I doubt it. This next trip down to Honduras and Nicaragua will have a lot of bearing on that.
And walk us through geographically. You've talked about you've got a lot of retail partners already, but what is your geographic strategy for the U.S.? Where are you now, and where are you headed?
Yeah, so from a geographic standpoint, most of our stuff is on the Eastern Seaboard. And then sprinkled out to the rest of the United States. I have divvied the country up into what I call territories, whether there's representation or not. And for the most part, there is no representation. So I live in Philadelphia. My partner lives in Atlanta. So he handles really the Atlanta area and a little bit of Georgia. I have a broker, Zev, in Virginia and South Carolina. And then I'm going to see Tracy and Joe tomorrow, which is Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Louisiana. I think we're just staying in the Dallas. Hopefully I was going to try to sneak down to Austin and see a couple of those shops and see Skip, but I'll know better when I land. So that's tomorrow. I'll be just in that Dallas area. And when I have like the larger accounts and what I've done, you segment your customers. Nothing's really changed. So basically, I'm on a 3-month rotation through the territories. I feel that, I don't want to be somewhere just to be there. There needs to be a reason so I can support it and be able to back that brand up. Like we're only really like 3 largest accounts, I would say. So obviously 2 guys, Famous, and then now Smoke In.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's it. The big boys. We're not in Corona. We're not in for no other reason. It's just also for the capacity. So.
Well, and those
Allison. Hey, Allison, how are you?
Yeah.
That's my TPE neighbor every year. So. Yeah,
it is.
And we Raul, who's a friend of ours locally here in Minnesota.
Yeah.
He's definitely on the track to getting those cigars represented up here in the frozen north.
I love it.
And so with that sprawl, do you have a good amount of a good plan heading into the areas that you want to expand into and the increased volume that you guys are planning to do? What do you see happening in 2022?
What I see happening in 2022, we hopefully we double our numbers from last year, which it's part of the beginning of the full force multiplier effect. From a standpoint of getting more exposure, getting more brokers, yes, we're trying to do it, but we're trying to find the right people. It's interesting because when I built that sales force at CAO, they're like, "You're not going to do it. You're just going to get retreads and blah blah blah." And we didn't. We got Miguel Chodell, we got Brian McGee, we got Barry Bennett, we had Ed Trevino, we had name them, and they're just we did it. We're hungry. God damn it, we're hungry, but we're patient. And it's tough. It's tough to put both of those words in one sentence. But we have to be. It's the long haul. Like, listen, I don't have any other skills. I'm not out chasing real estate. Well, we do own some real estate, but I'm not like, this is what we have. And it's got to work, and I want to have some sustainability on it for years to come.
Well, and like you said, the being hungry and patient, you have to be. The way the world is right now, with everything that's gone on since March of 2020,
right?
We have to be patient. But you guys are, it's obvious you guys are putting in the work, and not only putting great product on the market, but also promoting your asses off, which is in the way the world is today. That's such a big key, because there are so many cigars on the market, and there are so many cigars that are good on the market, and finding your customer base through retail partners, through cigar shows like ours, through trade shows, through social media promotion.
There's still a ton of runway left. There's so much runway left, and I don't think I'm doing a good job on social media. I get compliments every now and then, but I'm like, are you like, I missed this, I forgot that, and I don't want to offend anybody, and it's I'm sorry about it. I love the feedback. So there's still a ton of runway left, to keep this engine rolling.
Yeah. Well, there's been plenty of work put in by you and your team, and it shows, and we congratulate you on a great year and look forward to an even better 2022 for you guys.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So is it time?
Oh,
is it time?
I think so.
All right. It is now time for this week's Numero de los Muertos. And as always, Numero de los Muertos is brought to us by our friends at Smoke Inn. All right, Numero de los Muertos, episode 142. Garrett, what do you have for us this week?
Well, first, I just want to say that ad spot makes me so happy every time.
It does. It makes you want to like make a Mai Tai, and light up a cigar and put on a grass skirts and a coconut never mind. Go ahead.
Wow. Wow.
I've said too much.
Awesome. Well, so this week, you guys, on average, 11 people a year in the U.S. die from this.
On average, 11 people a year in the U.S. die from this.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, Mickey, we're basically going to play 20 questions with Garrett on this right now. And our viewers can chime in with guesses as well in the comments. And we basically try to break down as much info as we can to try to get to the answer. So I'm going to start with my typical first question, which is, are they workplace accidents?
They are not.
They are not workplace accidents.
Brushing teeth.
Brushing teeth, Allison. That's a very specific
Aggressive.
guess.
It's going to be aggressive. It is not. It is not eaten by pigs.
Does it happen on land?
Very
Yes.
good question. It happens on land. Okay. Very good question.
I did do the getting gored by bull.
Yeah, we did that already.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a recreational activity?
It is.
A recreational activity on land. Are vehicles involved?
They are not.
No vehicles.
No vehicles. Recreation on land. Is it a sport played in college?
What was that?
Is it a sport played in college? Is college one of the levels of this? Is it a sport?
It can be.
It can be a sport. Okay.
Somebody Quinn said knives. I'm going with axe throwing.
Not knives, not cliffs, not bungee jumping.
Is it axe throwing?
It is not axe throwing. It is not lawn darts.
Is this a winter or summer activity?
Either.
Is it indoor or outdoor?
Usually indoor.
Choking on ping pongs.
Wow. No, sir.
Very specific.
Yep.
Usually an indoor activity.
Yep. Not hockey, not beanbags,
Curling.
not
Darts.
not darts.
Farts.
Darts? Not darts.
Beer pong.
No.
I did that.
Oh, you did that. Okay.
Not field hockey.
Indoor, though, you said, right?
Not shuffleboard.
You said it can be a sport.
It can be, yeah.
It has.
Shuffleboard, no.
Is there any
Hurling?
Not hurling. That's
Or
a great-
curling?
Are there tools or implements used in
Yes.
this activity?
Yes.
Not curling.
Not dodgeball. But if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
That's still a great movie. I don't care.
It is so funny.
We actually, when I was at Lincoln Financial, we actually had a dodgeball tournament. And
No way.
They didn't know how to do it, and they did it. We broke all the lamps in the place. Oh, it was hilarious. Bunch of mutual fund guys running around throwing balls at each other.
Trampoline desks, I like, but that's not it.
Skip Martin says Russian roulette.
Yeah,
I hope it's not that.
It's not a sport.
That's not a sport.
Not hockey, not anything hockey related.
Um,
Handball, nope.
Is it a team activity?
Is it a board game?
It's not a board game.
Is it a team activity?
It can be, but don't think of it that way.
Don't think of it. Okay. Is it?
It's usually an individual. So if it's a sporting event, it's usually individual. Oh, Jason! Jason.
Oh, is that it?
Weightlifting.
It's weightlifting.
Weightlifting. Holy, 11 people a year die from that?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Well, I haven't seen a weight room in 25 years, so that probably was the top of my mind.
Yes, it is weightlifting. And here's the PSA portion of our show. make sure if you're going for a PR, you've got a spotter or PB.
Holy cow. 11 people a year.
11 people a year.
Wow.
Yeah. When you go to lift the heavy things, have somebody there to help.
Yeah, it's usually dropping the bar on your neck or chest area.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you either suffocate or you break your neck.
While they're alone in their garage,
Yeah.
which with Metallica playing in the background.
Def Leppard.
Probably 6 or 7 beers in. They're like, I can lift this. I can bench this, bro. I can bench this.
Yeah.
There's a place called in West Virginia. I went to Catholic University. It was called the Big Arm. They filmed a movie called Over the Top in there.
Over the top.
And
what a classic.
I knew all these guys, right? So and they had the professional arm wrestling tournament. They had a bench press in there, 300 pounds. Back in the day, if you went in there, if you benched 300 pounds, you'd get a pitcher of beer. So all my buddies, we'd go there. Like my nickname in college was Chet because I kind of looked like Chet from Weird Science. They're like, Chet, over there. Bench the weight. So we had bench 300. It was a bar called Over the Top. Awesome bar. Father son owned it, and it was a really neat. A couple of my buddies went to Shepherd College, which wasn't too far away from Catholic. So,
nice.
Dude, I loved that movie, Over the Top, as a kid.
It's so ridiculous.
It is,
but it's almost a comedy movie because it's just so ridiculous. But it's a classic.
And then the remake in the early 2000s.
I didn't know there was one.
It's not a
arm wrestling.
Apples to apples. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was Real Steel.
I didn't see that.
Did you see
you
Real
remember
Steel?
when ESPN they had the league that they were going for a while, and it was like an ESPN2, and we were going to sponsor one of those guys when I was at CAO.
Oh wow!
Because I kind of knew some of the guys.
Nice. So that was this week's Numero de los Muertos. All right, Mickey, let's get into a lightning round. These are some non-cigar related questions that are just a little bit fun and a little bit off the wall. And our lightning round is sponsored by our friends at LM Cigars. They've been offering extraordinary cigars at an exceptional value since 1876. On top of premium cigars, LM offers deals on many accessories such as lighters, cutters, and humidors from the biggest brands in the industry at prices that can't be beaten. If you're an avid smoker or just starting out, LM has a cigar that will suit your needs. They have everything from value to premium, flavored and unflavored, from Nicaragua to the United States. Their extensive selection offers an option for every type of cigar enthusiast. For more information, please visit lmcigars.com and follow them on social media at LM Cigars. And a reminder, as you guys can see on the screen right now, we still have a live giveaway going on howaboutthatcigar.com. So go there and fill out the giveaway form, and you guys can be entered to win this beautiful humidor and cutter and porcelain ashtray from our friends at LM Cigars. So, Mickey.
Yes, sir.
If you could hear the thoughts of one living person for 10 minutes, who would it be and why?
Pope Francis.
Oh.
Wow, love it.
Great, and never had that answer.
I don't think we've had that.
That's a great answer.
I love it.
And why? Because my wife is always telling me I need to think before I talk. So maybe I learned a few things.
I love it. Love it. Okay, Mickey, if you were about to get into a fight, what would your soundtrack music be?
Thunderstruck.
Woo!
Love it.
No hesitation.
No, yeah, I love it. It was just boom right there.
AC/DC.
Yeah.
Boom. Love it.
Great choice. All right. Choose one of the following. You could hit a home run as a starting pitcher. You could score a touchdown as a defensive lineman. You could score a goal in a hockey game as the goalie, or score a goal in a soccer game as the goalie.
Number 2, and I've done it.
Oh,
I figured. I had a feeling that you've scored before.
Always score. Well, I started all 4 years at center and long snapper, and then I got to play as well as my junior and senior year as defensive lineman. I always had a chance to score as an offensive lineman, as a center. Ball hit my helmet. The quarterback. It was tipped by the defensive guy. Hit my helmet, fell right into my arms, and we were right in a goal line situation. And it just that's why I'm an offensive lineman.
Yeah.
It fell through my hands, and so I missed that opportunity.
Oh,
well, it's 28-0 for those that not watching the game.
yeah. Rams over Cardinals 28-0
Wow.
right now. Another blowout, it looks like, is in the works. So let's move into this week's Notable Smokable. And as always, Notable Smokable is brought to us by our friends at Ace Prime. Notable cigars, notable passion, notable purpose. So, Mickey, each week we name a cigar that's notable to us that we had recently. It could be a cigar that's been on the market for decades that we maybe just tried or that we maybe just smoked for the first time in a long time. Or it could be something brand new that we hadn't tried before that really caught our interest. So is there something you smoked recently that kind of fits that criteria?
Yeah, I think the one that just about jumps out at me is the new La Polina 125 or the 125th anniversary.
Yeah.
It had, and then one, I had a Rojas too that was really good. I can't remember what it was, but 125, I was like, wow, you guys are a good cigar. It's the one that comes in a jar. So
yeah. Nice. Garrett, what was your notable this week?
My notable was the Davidoff Nicaragua Robusto.
Oh, in the tube,
Tubo.
yeah. Nice.
Stupid.
Stupid in a good way.
Stupid in a good way.
My notable this week was I actually I had one of those 3-pack event only packs from L'Atelier Tatuaje event that I went to. And I got one of those event only L'Atelier Selection Special Robustos and smoked one of those last week, and it was just incredible. Still tons of power, still all that Nicaraguan grit, even though the cigar is 4-5 years old, something like that. So good stuff. That was this week's Notable Smokable, brought to you by Ace Prime, improving lives through fine cigars. Visit aceprime.com to learn more. So, to give our viewers and listeners a little bit of an idea of cool stuff we have coming up in the next couple weeks. Next Monday night, on the 24th, we have none other than Miguel Shodell from Crowned Heads for his 4th appearance on the show. Yeah. He's been on a few times. So, yeah. Excited to have him back on. And then right after that, on January 26th through the 28th, we will be live in Las Vegas covering the Tobacco Plus Expo with great people like Micky Pegg and Miguel Shodell and so many other friends from great companies in the cigar industry that we love so much. So stay tuned to our Facebook page and our YouTube channel for live coverage and some pre-recorded that will be posted later coverage from the TPE trade show.
We'll probably see Allison there.
We'll see
Raul's coming out.
We'll see so many great people that we just don't get a chance to see often enough. And that's why we love the trade shows, because we get to be together. So, Mickey, give all our viewers and listeners an idea of the best place for them to keep up with everything going on with All Saints Cigars.
Can I tell Miguel Shodell's story real quick?
Of course. We love it.
So Shody, we hire him, and I go out and meet with them, blah, blah, blah. We're going out training, but we're going through the interview process. And the thing is, met him all over the place. So the team was starting to get up. We decided we're going to carve Ohio, that territory, because Ohio was always kind of screwed. It was always a corner of somebody else's territory. But the thing is, Ohio is such a great cigar state that all you have to do is pay a little bit of attention to it, and your sales will go up. Yeah. Especially like if you weren't a legacy brand, So anyways, interview Shody, sits down. He knew the price point of every single Vitola and every single one of the cigars, and knew the anatomy. And I had guys that had been working more for 6 months, didn't know it. Like, I was kind of a hard ass, I'm like, just know the anatomy. It's 3 things. I'm like, how hard is that? You know what I mean? So it's like, but so now that's his passion. That's what he is. And that hasn't changed if you talk to him to this day and what he does. And that's what, he showed up, and back then websites were just getting started. And I was like, hey, have you ever been to our website? He goes, yeah. And I go, what'd you like about it? That was always a question because they'd always say yes. And then they couldn't answer the question. Because websites were so, you did that before you went on an interview. I guess you still do, but whatever. And he did, and he described the website inside out. And he goes, I was thinking maybe you should do this, do that. I'm like, dude, you got the job. So it's like
nice.
But what an awesome guy. So
he is.
I love him.
He is one of our definite favorite people.
When he was from
His
Ohio,
wife's gorgeous too, beautiful. I mean, he's just all around great guy.
Yeah.
I was in Ohio last week and I called Miguel and I was like, hey, what shops should I, go and visit while I'm in Columbus? And he was like, you need to go see this person and this person and this person.
Right.
And
he knew it.
He knew all of these people off the top of their heads, the shop name, the city that they're in. Like the dude he's an encyclopedia and he's just good people.
That's
Love
awesome.
that dude.
Oh, so where they can find us? Well, we have to, speaking of websites, so we have to update it. It's a little, there's so much has happened to us in the last 8 to 9 weeks.
Yeah.
But, obviously All Saints Cigars, www.allsaintscigars.com. Also on Instagram at All Saints Cigars. And then on Facebook, we're there, though our website or our Facebook presence is not, that's not up to speed yet. Mostly, I do it mostly on my account on Facebook, but on Instagram, but all those will, the website to find out where we are and the locations that we're at and find access to us. And it should be updated. So.
Well, Micky, thank you so much for being on episode 142. We're excited for everything going on with All Saints and excited to see you. I can't believe it's already next week in Las Vegas.
I know. It's unbelievable. I just can't believe it. I'm excited for Texas this week, though. So hopefully we make it to the Dallas area, but I'm excited for Texas.
Good.
Have a great trip in Texas. And looking forward to seeing you again at the show.
Thanks, man.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
So for our viewers and listeners, we're so grateful for you guys always watching How About That Cigar Live on Facebook and YouTube. And for those of you listening after the fact on the audio podcast, man, our like I think I mentioned this last week, but we are so grateful for our podcast, audio podcast numbers absolutely going through the roof over this past year. We're up 85% in podcast listeners, and we're incredibly grateful for that. So keep listening, keep watching. If you guys have questions for Garrett or myself, make sure to email us on the website, howaboutthatcigar.com. Follow us on all social media at HBT Cigar. And of course, until we see you guys next time, burn cigars,
not bridges.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everybody.